Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Iggy's Toy Parade and Soldier Review. This is your host, Iggy. And tonight we're going to look at the dregs of one of the storage tubs that I took out last Thursday. And when I say dregs, these were the things at the very bottom of the tub. And some of them, actually, a lot of them are broken. I had some Ultimate Soldier. I'm not sure which series it is. Uh, I've showed you Ultimate Soldier Series 1 through 5 in a previous video, uh, but these all broke off their bases because I had them glued on at one time. And it's a mixture, well, some of them are, I think, are New Ray, like this one here, Tank Crewman. He looks like he's wearing what was a football helmet in the 1930s. So that's kind of interesting. I think they have a Rommel-like figure here. Where did I put him? Here he is, back here. And when you compare him to the blue box, which is this one up here, you can see that the blue box is quite a bit larger. So I suspect that these are 60 millimeter, and this one is probably more than likely a 54 millimeter or 132 scale. Now, the blue box came 4 per package, and I've got examples of those here. Let's give you a close-up, this one being Rommel. Did the black leather coat have the red facings like that? I don't think it did. I mean, it was just a black trench coat or overcoat or whatever you want to call it. I always thought those looked cool, though, when they wore those black coats, and then they would put a belt on and have a pistol holster. I always thought that was a cool look. And we have a guy with an MP40 over here. So it looks like I bought 3 of these sets because there was 4 figures per set. And I have one each of 3. As you can see here, here's another 3. They're not bad, guys. I mean, they're not as great as detail, but they're fun. And I kind of like them. And then I think we have something over here, but I'm missing one of the poses. We have one that's carrying an MP40, and then we have one that's carrying the Mauser 98K. So those are fun. And I won't get into, I made a video about Jeeps and for G.I. Joe, and I goofed that all up because I said it was it was like the one I drove in the Army, and it wasn't. They look similar, but there are slight differences between the Jeep used during World War II, the Willys, what they call it, Willys Landover or something like that. Anyway, I did a video on that, and I had someone leave some comment. They knew a lot about Jeeps, let me tell you. And at the time that I made the video, I didn't have access to my reference book about Jeeps, which is fully illustrated. And I couldn't find it anywhere. I looked everywhere. It's probably in storage with everything. You guys know my situation by now. Everything's in storage. And so I did a video on that. And I did a video on the Sherman M4. There's several different versions of the Sherman. There's one that has this sharp, what is it called, a glacis or slope, front slope. And then there's one that had sort of a rounded front. And I showed you an actual Sherman in the video I did about Camp Blanding. It might be a little trouble to dig that one up because it was like a video that I made probably 150 videos ago or something like that. And then this is I did a video on this and I got into all the details, the differences between the various half tracks. They were sort of a multi-purpose vehicle. They had quad guns for anti-aircraft duty, and this one is supposed to have a mounted machine gun, like a 50 cal, and it broke off while in storage. I have no idea where it ended up. As you can see here, there's a lot of different pieces, and I think I got, where is it? It's over here. Here's a bunch of pieces and stuff in there. So these are the blue box. I got them on clearance at KB Toys Outlet, which doesn't exist anymore. And but they used to have some pretty good deals there, and I got these there at the time. Also bought some Napoleonics. I think I showed those to you in a previous video, and you guys seem to favor them. I got some positive comments in return on the display of the blue box Napoleonics, because they had the Duke of Wellington and Napoleon, and the American set that I bought had a figure of Patton. I think it was Patton. And then, of course, we have Rommel here with the strange red facings. But I won't get into the details of the Jeep, the Sherman, or the half-track, because I've forgotten all the details and I don't want to mislead anyone or screw it up. But I would refer you to previous videos where I did go into greater detail. And in one case, being the Jeep, I screwed up the identification of it pretty badly, actually, and was set straight by a member of the Iggy Army. So that's why the comments are good, because I need to be set straight. I try to know a lot of different things. But you know what, guys? It seems to me that the more you know, the more you don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense to you or not. But the more I get into these subjects, the more I feel like I don't know anything. And also, I start to mix things up and forget things. So I have to be very careful when I present these things, because I don't want to present something in a misleading way and give you an impression of something that's incorrect. So I have to be careful. Sometimes I'll go back into a video and leave a comment and say, well, this is what it actually is, and I made a mistake or whatever. But I guess, initial purpose of my videos was just to share my soldiers and stuff. And I didn't mean to get into history, because there's so many people out there, many of you, that know way, way more than I do about any of these subjects. The thing that we share in common is that we love toy soldiers, and in most cases, since we were a youth, or as Alice Cooper would say, a Ute. The Department of Ute. Do you guys remember that song from Welcome to My Nightmare? That was a cool song, the Department of Youth. So that's all I've got for you. This I can now bag these up in sandwich bags. That would be a tough sandwich, wouldn't it? Although you should see the hot dog buns that I took out of my cabinet the other day. They were black with mold, and I'm like, ooh, if these are like that, then the hot dogs probably aren't any good, because I bought them at the same time. But I know that bread can go south faster than some other things, but I threw it all away. I didn't want to take a risk, end up with dysentery or something. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you this time. The very final video from this last group of boxes that I took out of storage will be a portion of Fort Apache. I had what looks like the pieces to 2 Fort Apaches, but the gates are, I know where the gates are because I think I filmed them in a different video when I did it of a blockhouse, 2-story blockhouse, which is really cool. And I had the gates, so I put them on display, but I didn't have the actual stockade. So now I found the stockade, but the gates are gone. They're in storage again. Anyway, that will be the last one, and also it will feature an ideal trading post, which was made for like 60 or 70 millimeter, so it's a bit large, but I think you can use it with your 132. I know that there's, like, let's do this again, give you an idea. You can see the one looks like his son. Wasn't this stun? He was stunned, all right. His son was the mayor of Stuttgart, wasn't he? That was part of his deal with the Nazis, was to commit suicide in order to save his family embarrassment. His crime was that he didn't report when the conspirators approached him about the plot to kill Hitler. He didn't report it. And that's why he said he just didn't want to be involved in it. That's what he told them. And because he didn't report them, he was forced to commit suicide. Okay, guys, that's all I've got for you this time. And the next one will be the Ideal Trading Post and Mark's Stockade. So stay tuned, and I'll be with you. And maybe it's getting late here, so maybe I should do it tomorrow. All right, guys, take care. Take care of yourself, your family, your wallet. Take care of your wallet. You take care of everything else. It's just how it works, I guess. And I'll be seeing you soon. Where do you want to go now? Do you want to go to the diner at Woolworths and have a milkshake, or would you like to go to Roy Rogers Ranch and have a barbecue? How about if we do both this time? That would be fun. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Bye, guys.